Hello and welcome back everybody to week 6 of CricSwitch Match Point with me, Abhilash Reddy. This is powered by FCC Farmington Cricket Club. This is the 6th week of doing this. Like we said, we are in the dead center of the Michigan cricket season, and most of the games have teams have already played 3 or 4 games, and everybody is looking to get to that playoff spot right now. And this is where the clutch games come in, right? So on this show today, I have with me Naveen Nishan back on the show. Thank you so much for being here, and
Thank
also
you.
Kamal, of course, is back on the show. Thank you so much, Kamal, for coming back on the show. What do you guys think? I mean, it's been 4 weeks. I think most of the teams have played equal amount of games. Do you think this is the toughest time to get teams motivated, because some teams are at the bottom trying to push towards higher. Some teams are already high up and trying to experiment stuff. If you're playing in a team, how do you see these couple of games in the middle of the season?
So usually this is the time, if some team wants to make it to the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs, they need to show their best
Yep.
to achieve that goal. So otherwise, they fall behind, right? So the teams which are already on the top, they have advantage. They need to maintain their, the status of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the top playoff for the playoff, as well as getting the right draw for the playoffs. So yeah, it's the time. This is the time, and we are just like 3-4 games away from the
Yep.
playoffs. So yeah, I mean, all the teams, they need to do their best to achieve their goal.
It's
Yeah.
now or never for teams. So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Or what do you need?
Yeah, so right now with the summer and so much games happening around, and with the heat, it's really tough for teams to manage. But it's the race to playoffs, as you would say. So teams are pushing, and the format for contenders specifically, where both the groups are pooled at the end, and your
Top 16.
top 16 goes through.
Top
So you
12.
don't know where you would end up. So teams have to just keep on winning to make sure that they get into that bracket.
Bracket. Perfect. All right, guys. Like we said, we have a packed show for you guys tonight. We're going to be reviewing the 16 games of the previous weekend and looking forward to another set of 16 games for the following weekend. So we have 32 games to go over today. So let's get this show on the road. The first game we're going to be talking about this week is going to be the Michigan Monsters versus the Hurricanes. I'll start with Naveen on this one. I think the experts previously also picked, the Monsters to come through. They've had a great start to this tournament. They're continuing that performance with new people showing up every week for them. So, what did you see on this game?
Yeah, so Hurricanes would have been absolutely thrilled to start this game, and they would have been happy getting into the break, because at 10 overs in the first innings, Monsters were 35 for 3, so they would have probably been good during the drinks break. But after that is when Monsters kicked off, and they ended up scoring 111. So that's about 70 runs in the last 10 overs. And that's when I think the momentum completely shifted towards Monsters, and then there was no coming back after that. And Satish played really well. Krishna Mohan also had a good outing in the middle. But I think Satish's late flourish helped them post this big score, and their bowling is equally capable, and they defended this pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like, like we predicted it'll be a much closer game, but I think that extra push which Satish gave at the end kind of made this good to be a little bit of a one-sided game.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next game of this weekend, we're going to be talking to Kamal on this one. It's the Detroit Chargers taking on the Keys with Krishna getting a win with 7 wickets. We've spoken about this last week that they were coming off of 2 back-to-back losses. So this was going to be a important game from them after winning first 3 games, losing the next 2. They had to bounce back here, and that's exactly what they were able to do. So,
Yep.
what are your thoughts on this one, Kamal?
Absolutely. So I think this is a sort of a must-win situation, and also they need to stop that. They need to gain that momentum back of winning. So they did a good job, especially restricting Detroit Chargers for below par. I can say 79 is sort of a below par. They could have scored to 100. That could have been like sort of a game, more competitive game. But when score is 79 and chasing 80 for Keys with Krishna, so it's more of a sort of a one good innings, right? So I think that is Pradeep provided that innings. So for me, that is the most compelling, because Pradeep is one person. Any situation, he don't buy down by the
Back down, yep.
situation, right? So he always plays his game. So that's their advantage. So I think somebody in the middle order like Pradeep is always helpful, and they have a decent batting as well. And in the bowling point of view, Mohan and Krishna Chaitanya captain
Yep.
did a good job. So that's where they restricted Detroit Chargers, below par score. So I think that's probably Krishna did
I
the
think it was the
right
captain
plan of it.
coming through and
Absolutely, yeah.
killing
I
the
think that's
captain's bowling performance there.
yep.
So good to see them coming back with a bounce back win over there. So moving on to the next game of this weekend, this was the Panthers taking on the Phoenix Reds. We had the captain of the Phoenix Reds last week over here. We spoke about him like they needed this win, coming off of 2 losses all themselves. So again, 130, a good score on the board, but then Phoenix Reds showed what they're capable of. So I'll let you take this one, Naveen.
Yep. So Phoenix Reds clearly was my favorite for this division, and against that bowling, when Panthers scored 130 runs, I think they would have been really happy. And their batting throughout contributed. Everyone pretty much contributed, and at the break they would have been really happy with the score, and they would have backed to defend it. But one man just finished it all, Kaushik. So within the power play, they were about 70 runs, and I think that just ended the game, and they've comprehensively just chased this 130 with ease, and that's going to put a lot of confidence in the Phoenix Reds,
Also
and this will
fear on
help
the
with
rest
their
of the teams in the division also.
correct, and this will give them a good net run rate as well because they've chased it in like 17 overs.
That's true. I mean, I think last week we spoke about like Kaushik was due for a score. He had a couple of string of couple of low scores, and we know the player he is that eventually is going to click. So it was just that Panthers were on the receiving end of it today.
Yep.
So moving on to the next game of the weekend, we had Nizamabad Farmers taking on the Canton Knights, with the Canton Knights getting a victory by 4 wickets. I'll go with Kamal on this one. Kamal, is this the way you saw this game go, or anything different for you from this?
Again, so this Nizamabad Farmers, right? So the below par score. So I think Canton Knights did really good job to restrict them below par score. So the main contributors being like Ayush, Ankit. So they have a really good bowling, especially Ankit and Ayush is always always top contributors as a bowling for the team. So yeah, 77 is on any day, just one individual performance batting point of view, you can chase it down. So the Canton Knights is exactly the same. It seems like they lost little bit of a couple of extra wickets than it's supposed to be, but I think they're missing a couple of their key players like Maulik or Praveen JK. Yeah, so I think they're missing him. So yeah, but yeah, again, it looks competitive in the end. But yeah, it's more like a
Wasn't that as
win for
close as the
Canton Knights,
scorecard
yeah.
suggests?
Yeah.
That's true. I think what you said, like a lot of the when you say it's a low score or not a competitive score, maybe a couple of years ago 77 would have been, but with the new rules we've added and this tweaks here and there, I think 77 in this year's Michigan Cup, it looks like like a below par score, to be honest. So moving on to the next game of this weekend, we had the Fearless 11 taking on the Michigan Knights, with the Michigan Knights getting a victory by 5 wickets. I'll go with Naveen on this one. Naveen, anything? I know like Fearless 11 bounced back with a win last week finally after a string of losses, and looks like Michigan Knights were able to get over that hunch and get them back.
Correct. So again, like the previous game, I don't think 83 is an enough target in this Michigan Cup, mainly because anything outside is 2 runs. So teams with left-handers or very good offside players, they're able to easily access that and get scores. So this 83 is absolutely not enough. But kudos to MI Knights to bowl and restrict Fearless 11, and also to chase it down. Fearless 11 does have good bowling, but they played really well and chased it down. And Vineet is an excellent bowler, bowls very intelligent, and deservedly man of the match for getting 4 wickets for 14 runs.
Perfect. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next game of the weekend, we had the Braves taking on the Stingers. I'll go with Kamal on this one. Kamal, I know like a lot of the teams are hoping that Braves have a good game. I think they played well in the first half, but it looks like there was just not enough firepower to get them across the line.
So yeah, Abhi played his first game for Braves this weekend. So that's where the score is showing up there. So 93, and he scored around 37 from 31 balls. He's usually the pillar of batting, and I think Sanjay supported him well that day. So it's a very good performance. Like 93 with the bowling, what Braves has, it's supposed to be a very close game. But Team Stingers always, for me, they're all they're like very competitive team. Very they know how to win.
Exactly.
They know how to win these T-ball games. All veterans, and they play this similar team for last 5 years, I see most of them, especially one or two maybe missing, but mostly. So they know how to win those sort of games, right? So yeah, kudos to Stingers winning one more game. I'm sure they're one of the title contenders. Yeah.
Title contenders. All right, perfect. So moving on to the next game of the weekend, I'll go with Naveen on this one. We had the Spartans taking on the Falcons 11, with the Spartans getting a win by 33 runs. Looks like another little bit of a one-sided game on this one. What do you think, Naveen?
Yeah, Spartans choosing to bat, and they had a good middle order outing this game, and most of the middle order contributed, and they did really well to score 120 against the good bowling from Falcons. And similarly, in the second innings, their bowling just blew apart Falcons. It does look a little closer, but it was a you know it was a bad loss for Falcons, I think. And they did have a good fifth wicket partnership, Falcons, between Tejas and Shobit, but that was not enough to finish the chase. But overall, Kamran bowled really well, conceding just 8 runs for 3 wickets and bowling, almost 3 overs of dots. I think that just pressured Falcons, and they were never able to get out from that.
Yeah, I think when you have that many dot balls and you're chasing 126 runs per over, that many dot balls, I think adds a lot of pressure on the back end. So at some point, it's not enough. So yeah, I think like you said, the Spartans played really well. 120 on the board is always going to be tough. So I think the batting and the bowling was a combined effort from them. Moving on to the other game of the weekend, we had the Warriors taking on the Royal Challengers Detroit. I would say, to be honest, a little disappointing performance here. I think from the Warriors, 31 all out, and the Warriors, also Detroit, getting there in 11 overs. It's not something anybody saw with the Warriors getting all out for 31. Kamal, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so the Warriors is a really good team, so I think when very initial show I told like this is one of the team I'm expecting it to go even semifinals or finals, right? So they're one of the title contenders because of their team. They have very good team, like couple of three, four all-rounders are there in the middle order, and the team like batting looks good, bowling looks good. Team looks like probably they're not able to catch up that right moment to bring that energy into the team. So I'm sure this is the time for them to kickstart those, move into the right direction. Getting all out for 31 is not acceptable. Like especially, I don't know how the pitch was. I think it's in DSP2. But Pradham is an excellent bowler. So yeah, I mean his pace, he's pacey, all that stuff, right? But at the end of the day, so they need to do the basics right, especially the tough bowling coming up. At least they can consume some balls, and there are always some overs they can always score runs, right? So yeah, I mean they need to know how to fight. Being Warriors, they need to know how to fight. So yeah, hope that come in the future games for them.
Yeah, I think all of us hope that Warriors make a little bit of a better comeback into this tournament. So we know the potential they have. It'll be nice to see them on that field playing with that same potential also. So moving on to the next game, we had the Giants taking on the Michigan Mavericks, with the Giants getting a huge win of 45 runs. I'll go with Naveen on this one. Naveen, is this the way you saw this game go, or was this a little bit of a surprise for you?
No, I think this was pretty much what I expected, and Giants, their top order clicked, and they did what they had to do, scoring 132, and it T-ball 132 was a huge task, and Michigan Mavericks were not able to. They were losing wickets and constant intervals, and Giants have really good bowlers in their ranks, and it was just too much for them in the end. Yep. And so I think this was pretty much expected.
I got you. Yeah, I think this was most of the predictions also last week were pointing towards the Giants getting a win. It looks like they pulled up to their potential and knocked the Mavericks out of this game. Moving on to the next game, we had a very close game, to be honest. The Karnataka Warriors versus the Michigan Avengers, where the Karnataka Warriors got a win by 5 runs in this game. Kamala, where do you see this game going close?
Yeah, I was following this game, right, because especially the unbeaten team like Karnataka Warriors, which is like everybody know that's probably the top talented team. So and Michigan Avengers, they are batting so well across the tournament, but still they're losing the games. So this game is the time like when their batting show up, right? So chasing 144, it may not be easy, but I think I think Karnataka Warriors missing Amit though.
I think,
Still,
to be honest, I think I was just saying, I think they only played with 8 players. I think that was one of the
oh,
reasons.
played only
Also.
with
okay, I
eight.
didn't know
They
that.
played with
Okay,
8 players.
so but yeah, so I think when 2 overs and I think they had needed 13 runs, and especially the settled Sanjit
Yep. Satyajit.
Satyajit Das was there batting, right? So I think he scored exceptional for 60 plus or something.
66.
So yeah, the game is actually Michigan Avengers to lose that point. But somehow last couple of overs, especially last over, Satish took 3 wickets and finished the game.
Finished the game.
So yeah, I mean again, opportunity missed for Michigan Avengers. Exceptional, the batting point of view, Asanka did terrific job with the half century and the contributions, couple of good contributions and all, right? So and yeah, I mean overall, it's a good game on the scorecard at least. Yeah, it's one of the
I think that's
Asanka
what he
for
said. When
results.
even if the game gets very close, a team like Karnataka Warriors have played so much
Yes.
experience. That's where the experience comes in. And
Yeah.
you feel like you almost have them, but then suddenly they turn another gear on and then they pull away from you. Moving on to the next game, we had another little surprising game for me when we saw another 34 run all out and Detroit Chargers getting there in like under 9 overs. What do you thought of this game? Is there anything surprising that couple of teams have been bowled out for 30, 34, 31 runs this week?
Yeah, no, this was definitely a surprise. Chargers are a good team, but I expected that this was going to be a much closer game than what we saw. I thought Kumbans are going to, score a bit more than 34. But I think the first over, Anish bowled, got a hat trick, and I think that just broke Kumbans' batting, and they were not able to recover from that. And 34 is just a very small score, and Chargers just chased it with ease. This is going to boost their net run rate a lot.
I think a lot of the blame for this probably has to go to the expert who was here last week, Jaffer. He said Anish is not going to do well. He's sitting right here. He got a hat trick in the very first over itself. So I think Jaffer himself motivated Anish, and we see the results over here. So
It's good, yeah.
moving on to the next game, I think another very happy. When I saw the player of the game for this, was very happy that Sluggers of course got the win, but Vishnu coming through with a 6 wicket, 6 wickets in 4 overs. We don't see that very often. We see a lot of 4 5 wickets all, but 6 wickets is kind of an extremely rare possibility also. So what are your thoughts on this one, Kamal, having known the player and the team for a very long time?
Yes, I played for Slugger, so I know the team very well. Vishnu is a very nice guy to be with, so he's a very good friend of me whenever we meet, So, but on the field, right, so he has a really good batting technique. He picks the length very quick, and, he plays that, even though I don't know, maybe he's close to my age, I'm not sure. but he's still very potent batsman. And bowling, left arm bowler, medium pace bowling around the wicket and all. So he's always tricky customer.
Okay.
So I think he's playing for Sluggers for at least 4 or 5 years now. So now he's sort of a dependable all-rounder in the team. So yeah, 6 wickets, really terrific effort. And I think Sluggers slowly coming back into the groove and slowly making the right moves to make into the playoffs. So yeah, this is a good win for them. So hope they continue the good show. Yeah.
Perfect. Moving on to the next game of the weekend. Another, I wouldn't say a surprise, but 166 anytime it goes, you look at the scorecard and say whoa, what happened in that game? So Troy Hawks continuing the awesome momentum which they have created, 4 out of 4 wins for them with Mustafa Malik getting a 90 or 44 balls, and SSK. But 166 is always going to be tough. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think at this point we should not call this a surprise. I think this is now expectations set by Troy Hawks. It's they are they're winning. They've won all the games so far. They're in a really good spot, and I think in the beginning of the tournament, Nitin from Detroit Chargers had a similar score, and we were telling that we don't know if this can happen again. And there, Mustafa did the same thing, 9 sixes, scoring 90 runs in a T-ball game, and I think that's pretty much the game for Troy Hawks, and they batted excellent, and they were able to defend it comfortably as well.
I think again he's one of those players which we feel like if he has a good game, that basically means he's not gonna take you close. He's just gonna get you over the line itself. So it's one of those performances from Mustafa Malik to take Troy Hawks. Again, 4 wins out of 4 with a healthy, very good run rate. So they're looking like pretty much a lock for the playoffs at this point, and looking like very good. Yep. So moving on to the next game of the weekend, we had the Thunderbolts taking on the Desi Meat Point, in which the Thunderbolts got a win by 9 runs. A close game here, but I think Thunderbolts would have backed themselves to get the win on this one too. I'll go with you, Kamal, on this. Any surprises for you here?
Not really. At least the DMS, the Desi Meat Spot team, competed in this one. I think this is their third game. First couple of games they were blown away like very easily, but this game they competed. I think they're coming back. I think at the starting of the show, I told they struggled to start with because they don't gel well because I played earlier. So now I think slowly getting into the groove. So I think now probably we can see better of DMS going forward. I think more competitive and also on the winning side. And Thunderbolts, is a seasoned team. They know what they're doing, and to defend 72 is a great effort, terrific effort, because DMS has a good batting as well, along with the bowling. So I think Raghu, again, he's a seasoned campaigner, so he knows how to rotate and how to make, especially this tricky score to defend, things like that, right? Score as well as bowling. He's a perfect all-rounder for all the situations, any situation. Yeah, it's a good win for Thunderbolts. I'm happy for Vinod. So yeah, good going. Yeah,
good going. Perfect. I think, like you said, like AC Meat Point, we have seen this players, the squad. They have a very good players in them, but 3 back-to-back losses. At some point, they will have to get a couple of points on the board to keep up with the pool. Otherwise, it's going to be too late for them to get back in this tournament. Moving on to the next game, we had the Panthers taking on the Fighters. Panthers were, I think, they had 2 games this weekend, and coming off of a loss to the Phoenix Reds, they put up 151 runs on the board, got the win, and almost finished the weekend on a very high note for themselves. I'll go to you on this one. I mean, anything different you saw on this, or was this the way you thought it would go?
No, I would have thought this was a game for Fighters, especially after the fact that Panthers lost to Phoenix Reds
2 days ago. Right?
2 days ago, yes. So this was a great game for Panthers. Harpreet with a very good all-round performance, scoring 60 odd runs and picking up 2 wickets economically. I think that just set up the game for them completely. And Fighters did have a very good start with Anil scoring a half century, but that was not enough for them to chase. And they were all out in 17 overs. Maybe a little bit more composure in the middle. They could have chased it, but overall a good game for Panthers.
I agree with you. I think when you see 17 overs, they got 120. Ideally, if they paid 20, it could have been a much closer game.
Right.
So moving on to the last game which we had this weekend. I think this just happened just yesterday or a couple of days ago. So this was the Michigan Monsters taking on the Fearless 11. I think, Kamal, it's kind of an expected result with the Michigan Monsters, the way they have been playing.
So it's table toppers like Michigan Monsters. So they have again very seasoned team. They have players for every situation, right? So the MI Monsters. So yeah, Fearless 11, they're doing their best, I'm sure, but like giving like 132. Usually that's a bowling team. They're good at bowling. So restricting like 80-90 could have been their chance, but like 130 is always out of their reach, I feel. But yeah, it's a good effort from Fearless 11. So it's just whatever they did, right? So Vivek is rightfully the man of the match with a 5-wicket haul. And there are good contributions from Satish and Aditya. Okay, so
is it surprising for you with the Fearless 11 has gone from winning the winter?
It's not really. The thing is, see, the dynamics are completely different from indoor to outdoor, right?
Okay.
So indoor is a little smaller fields, and you get different dynamics into picture. So outdoor, see and also the pitch situations won't change that much, especially the indoor, because you expect the same bounds or similar bounds and all that stuff. So you get used to it very quickly. But outdoor, every field, every day, weather situations, everything is not only for them. Whoever adapts better, so they will have better opportunity to win that game that day, outdoor especially. So that means at the end of 8 games, right, whoever able to cope up well with weather, every different aspects, pressure and all, so they will be on the right way of winning the tournament. So
perfect. All right, guys, thank you so much for that. I think we covered that, covers all the 16 games which we had previously. We're going to take a quick break over here. On the other side of this break, we're going to look forward to all the next set of 16 games which we have for this weekend. Like we said, we're pretty much in the middle of the tournament where every game matters. Every game can decide if you're going to get into the playoff spot or you're going to get knocked out of the playoff spot. So wait for us on the other side of this break. We'll be back in a minute. Like we said, we're pretty much at the halfway point of the tournament. I think this is a good time to like take a look at the points table, have a point to see which teams are at the top, which teams have a potential chance to come back into the contention for the playoffs. So let's ask the experts. So I will start off with the challengers pool right now. I'll go with Naveen on this one. First thing, if you look at the points table, what is the surprising team which is not in the top 3 or top 4 for you? You would say like, hey, how did this team? Initially I thought they would be there. They're not yet there.
So for me, it is clearly DMS. I thought they have a great squad. I really thought they would be top 2 at this point.
Okay.
But they have played only 3 games, so nothing is lost yet. There are a lot more games to go, especially if you want to make top 4 out of 7 teams. You still have the way forward. So I'm hoping that they are going to make it to the top 4.
What about you, Kamal? Any surprises for you when you look at this points table? Pretty much all the teams have played 4 other than the DMS, but any surprising?
Yeah, I mean, like Tri-Hawks doing terrific job, like winning 4 out of 4, and also their form and their players, their confidence is sky high. And then Phoenix Reds in the 4th spot, that's a bit low for me because being 4-time champion, I think they're bit struggling at this point. Maybe they're not able to gel well, especially with the loss of couple of players. Otherwise, yeah, DMS. I mean, see, this is one tournament where all 7 teams are very well matched.
Okay.
So there is nothing lost yet for DMS or SSK or Fighters, even though they are in the 5th, 6th, 7th position. So they can beat any team, any of the 4 teams, and they can get back into the top 4. So this is still wide open, just halfway done, so it can flip the table. So
perfect. Yeah. I know, like in the challengers pool, there is top 2 qualifies, IPL style format.
Yes.
Top 2 get 2 chances. If you had to pick the top 2 right now from the pool, who would you pick?
So for me, I think Tri-Hawks
Yep, of course.
automatically, and I'm going to still hope on Phoenix Reds.
Phoenix Reds. What about you, Kamal? If you had to pick the top 2?
yeah, I mean, the 4 out of 4 Tri-Hawks
Tri-Hawks,
is
of
the
course.
favorite, of course. So then, yeah, I mean, it's Phoenix Reds is tough to stop. Like I think they have every chance to come into the top 2.
Top 2.
Yeah, it's
So
similar.
you both are going to pick Troy Hawks and Phoenix
At
Reds
this
to be
point,
in the
yes.
top 2.
Right.
Perfect. I would love to have this same conversation with you guys 2 weeks down the line to see where we line up on this.
Yeah, we want to
Perfect.
see more games of Phoenix Reds versus Tri-Hawks.
Troy Hawks.
So, yeah.
I'm sure I think do they play one more time? I'm hoping so, but
I don't know the schedule, but
Schedule,
yeah.
I think that'd be nice. So let's move on to the contenders pool over here. We're looking at the pool A in this. I'll start with Naveen on this pool A. When you look at 11 teams, of course, the top 6 make the playoffs. If you had to look at this and say any team which is surprised is not in the playoffs right now?
Yeah, so I thought Fearless 11 after winning the Winter Trophy, I thought they would be, much more higher in this table. I would not expect them to be probably 1 or 2, but I would imagine them at least to be in the top 4.
Okay.
But that has been the real surprise for me in this group.
What about you, Kamal? Any surprises for you in this group? Or,
I think based on the players and I think it's turning out the way it's supposed to. Coleman started well. They're bit falling behind, and Sluggers I expected a little bit higher.
Okay.
Being a challengers team and playing in contenders, they should have done much better. I think now they're slowly trying to find their winning ways. So last 2 games they won. So. Yeah, I mean, still they're in the 8th position. So yeah, I mean, probably Combans and Sluggers for me, they should have been little higher at this point. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone seems pretty well balanced. I mean, well matched, so well balanced. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. So I think still in the halfway stage, every team has a chance. So to
at the
get into the
halfway
top
stage,
6.
I know like the top 2 get 1 round bye.
Yes,
So
quarterfinals, top 2, not top 2. So what happens is 6 teams from each group makes to the playoffs,
Okay.
and then we rank from 1 to 12.
Perfect.
So top 4 teams will be in quarterfinals, and from teams 5th to 12th ranked, they will play pre-quarterfinals and needs to win that game to reach the quarterfinals. So
Perfect. In this pool, just talking about the Group A, Michigan Monsters have basically led the way through with 5 wins on 5 games.
Yep.
Is there any team you see in this pool who can challenge them? You would say like that team might be able to get them.
I mean, I think they are already 5 out of 5. It's tough too because they have, which are teams. Canton Knights is one team
Okay.
because they have a couple of players who can actually, can easily challenge any team. So yeah, Canton Knights has a chance, and yeah, probably Keys with Krishna as well, because they're close to just two wins away from them or one win away from them. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna move forward with the Pool B over here. We have 10 teams in Pool B with the same, I think, like the top 6 from Pool B also making the playoffs. So when you look at the Pool B, I think everybody probably expected the Karnataka Warriors and the Spartans to be either 1 or 2, 1 and 2, somewhere right there. But if you look at this pool right now, any team which is now, again, same question, any team is out of the playoffs right now, you would probably expect them to be back in the playoffs by the end of the tournament. If that is, who do you think that?
Yeah, so for me, clearly the surprise here is Falcons and Warriors. I would have really bet that these two teams would be in top 6 comfortably at this stage.
Okay.
But the beauty of this group is 2 to 6, 2 to 5, they're all on same points, and 6 to 9 are on same points. So that kind of helps with how the remaining games are going to shape up.
Okay.
It's going to shift the table here and there with just one wins between teams within the group, within these two pools,
Yep.
and also between each other. It's going to move the table a lot.
What about you, Kamal?
For me, for me, Pool B is compared to Pool A is a little bit easier, because especially last bottom two teams not much that did well so far. So I think yeah, as Nishant said, Naveen said, Falcons 11 and Warriors have a team on prior performances, so it's supposed to be in top 4. That's what I think. But yeah, I mean, so I think they still have a chance to make into the top 6 for sure. So I think they need to start performing now. Yeah.
Perfect. Agree with that. So if you had to look again, like we said, both pools are going to combine to make the top 4. If I had to ask you right now, top 4 combined, both pools, who are you guys picking?
Top 4 teams?
Yes. I'll start with you, Kamal.
Yeah. So I mean, as it looks like Karnataka Warriors,
yes,
and the Michigan Monsters. Then I'll go with I mean, I'm always go with this Stingers team. That's my
okay.
Stingers.
Be the dark horse team to come out. Okay.
Yeah. If they play all their games, of course. So, and Canton Knights. Yes.
Canton Knights.
Yeah.
Perfect. What about you, Naveen? If you had to pick the top 4.
Yeah. So for me, I think it's going to be Karnataka Warriors, Monsters, Spartans, and RCD.
RCD. Oh, nice. I like the fact that you guys picked 2 teams which are currently not in RCD and Stingers, not in the top 2, expecting them to make a push in eventually in the next 4 games to make it to the top 2. Perfect, guys. I think just wanted to review halfway through the tournament where all the teams are stacked up and what they can look forward to. Every team is trying to make that top 6, most of them, and some of them are trying to get to the top 2 spot. Everybody has something to play for. So let's move forward to the reviewing of the games which are going to be happening this weekend. We have 16 games this weekend starting on Friday. So let's start off with the games. I'll start with Naveen on this one. The first game we have is the Fighters versus the Thunderbolts. I'll go with you. Which way do you see this game going? Both teams, of course, very well-matched teams. And do you see any surprises in this, or which way are you leaning on this one?
Correct. So within the Challengers division, I think any game within that I'm going to expect it to be a closer game. And I think so far the tournament has shown that. I don't think there's been a extremely one-sided game in the Challengers. So I still feel this is going to be, but I am going to give the edge to Thunderbolts.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to see how Vicky plays or Raghu. So those are the players to look out for. For Fighters, I think it's Amit, Captain Amit, and Mahesh. Yeah.
Perfect. What about you, Kamal? Who are you picking in this game?
Fighters, even they're conceding too many runs. Thunderbolts, like last 3 games they won. First game they lost, and 3 on the hat trick they won. So I had to go with the Thunderbolts because Fighters, I think the bowling point of view, they are a little bit lagging that discipline, I feel.
Perfect. Yeah. So, and if you had to pick a player to watch out for from both teams, who are you going with?
I mean, I'm always big fan of Mahesh Burlu, from Fighters. And for Thunderbolts, I mean, it's everybody is well matched. Raghu is my the favorite guy.
Favorite. Okay.
So, but everybody looks like very similar for me in the whole team. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So we're picking Mahesh and Raghu from the Thunderbolts to have a good game this weekend. Moving on to the next game on Friday, we have SSK taking on JC Meat Point. Of course, these are the two teams which are the bottom of the table in the challenge division. Both of them, it's almost like a must-win for both of them coming into this game. Kamal, I'll go with you. Which way do you think this game is going, and who are you picking on this one?
If game happens, yeah, DMS is that probably the time I think they start performing.
Okay.
So they might win the game.
Okay.
So the reason is, I think that's what they always slow starters, but like now I think the gelling part is that at least Ashok knows what whom to he trust the situations, different situations and all. SSK is a really good team as well. Game going to be very close. It's not going to be any easy win for any team. But I feel like DMS has a better chance in this game. Yeah.
Perfect. And you have to pick a couple of players to watch out for from each team.
SSK always the mystery spinner Priyesh is terrific. It's hard to pick him. And DMS, there are so many contenders are there. I think Ajit is doing well. Ajit Anmolu, so I think I'll go with him. Yeah.
Perfect. And if I had to ask you the winner from this one and the two players to watch out for?
So I'm gonna go for SSK.
Okay.
And for SSK, I'm looking forward to Saran and their long-serving player Priyesh's game. And for DMS, I'm gonna back Sai Gautam and Brahma.
Perfect. All right. So last game on Friday, we have the Sluggers taking on the Michigan Monsters. Of course, Michigan Monsters are flying high with being top of the table, and Sluggers are trying to make a push towards the playoffs. Go with Naveen on this one. Do you see any way the Sluggers can pull off the upset against the Monsters?
I don't think so. I think I'm backing Monsters for this just because of the sheer, form they're in. I think Monsters are truly in, monstrous form. So I think they're just gonna win this game outright. And I'm looking forward for Varma's bowling.
Okay.
And Sharath as well. He's been performing very good for them.
Okay.
So I'm hoping he also has a good game. And for Sluggers, as usual, Kiran, the common name.
Yep.
And just based on last week's performance, Srujan had a good all-round performance. So I'm looking forward to his game as well.
Yes. What about you, Kamal? If you had to just pick a winner for these two games and give me a player to watch out for from both?
I mean, by form itself, Monsters is the choice. But Sluggers, last couple of games they won, and I think if they had to be a real contenders for the tournament, like trophy winning, I think they had to beat Monsters, and also they need to keep their playoffs hopes alive. So I think this is a game they need to show their best. I'm sure. So I think Sluggers' point of view, they have a really good. I mean, couple of Srujan is an excellent all-rounder. So, and of course, the couple of other players as Vishnu, we saw the other day. So yeah, I mean, and for Monsters, I mean, everybody is good, but yeah, Chanakya is batting well.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll go with him. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, we're going to move forward to the Saturday set of games. We have 6 games on Saturday. We're starting off with the Karnataka Warriors versus the Warriors team. So I'll start with Kamal on this one. Kamal, like you said, Karnataka Warriors have been the team to beat in this tournament. And do you see any surprises in this, or do you see Karnataka Warriors?
Again, it's similar to the prior game, right? So Warriors is in a position to must win sort of a territory because they could not do the good job prior, and they had to somehow find ways to win. Because if we see players' point of view, they have every reason to beat Karnataka Warriors. They have an excellent all-rounder. That means team is well balanced. So they need to have that confidence to not to go by the name itself, right? So go with the real Warrior mindset and make an. I mean, I cannot say upset. Make a good fight of it and put them. See, one thing is Karnataka Warriors. If you put too much pressure, they crumble. That's what prior history tell, right? So that's what you need to have that real Warrior mindset to upset. Yeah.
Perfect. If you were to pick a player from each team to watch out for.
I mean, Amit is always my. Hitesh is Hitesh is of course is a very always consistent performer. Warriors, Ketan is my favorite player, but I think he's not playing that many. I'm not sure. Okay. So yeah, Ketan. Yeah.
Ketan. What about? Well, I think you're playing in this game, so I don't think I can ask you for this one. So I think the next game we're going to be talking about is going to be the Spartans versus the Michigan Avengers. Start with Naveen on this one. Of course, the Spartans again, one of those teams which are of course, have been top of the table. But Michigan Mavericks have been very close in this tournament. They've had a couple of 150 scores themselves, but have lost both those games too. So you see any way they can pull up that performance and got over the line.
Correct. So this is one of those games that I was talking about. A team in the top half with a team with the bottom half. If Michigan Avengers win this game, they have a very good chance to make it to top 6. But I still have the edge towards Spartans.
Okay.
Again, purely because of form and confidence, and their bowling has been clicking really well in this tournament. So I'm looking forward to Sachal's bowling.
Okay.
He's been absolutely terrific for them throughout. And for Michigan Avengers, I think Raghav, he's going to be their star.
Perfect. If I had to ask you, Kamal, just to pick a winner in this game and a player to watch out for.
Yeah, Spartans. Again, it's a game happens, right? So Spartans is the team, and Sachal versus Michigan Avengers batting will be the key, because Sachal, Hayes is the terrific bowler, and the Michigan Avengers has a really batting well actually whole tournament. So yeah, if they can do the same similar job, like I think Spartans batting is little below par. I mean, I'd say below
Compared
par
to
compared to their bowling. So I think they have a chance, Michigan Avengers. But Spartans, based on the form, Spartans is the team. Yeah.
Perfect. So the next game we're going to be talking about is going to be the Michigan Mavericks versus the Stingers. I'll go with Naveen on this one. Which way do you say this one going?
I think it's going to be Stingers. I think they're just going to have a comfortable win, and I think there's going to be a good chance for Stingers to even boost their net run rate. No offense to Michigan Mavericks, but the form that Stingers are in, the players are performing, and they've had different players perform in different games. That is always very good for a team. And for Stingers, as usual, Alagu, their best bowler, I think, and they have another decent all-rounder in Dinesh as well. So I think they are going to be the key for Stingers. And for Mavericks, I think it's going to be Krishna, and I cannot think of anyone else.
Perfect. What about you, Kamal? Mavericks versus the Stingers.
Yeah, Stingers supposed to. I mean,
any performance you're looking to watch out for in the Stingers versus
Stingers? Yeah, I mean, they can. I'm sure they bat first. 150 is something they target for. I think Hari, so he's really a good talent. Whole team is good, but yeah, he's always watch out for. Kumareshan, he is one of the big strikers. Even Dinesh, I mean, everybody like top 4 or 5, they don't care,
Any of them can score a 50
any of them.
given
So yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they come with that mindset. So it's hard for the bowlers, right? So Michigan Mavericks, sort of struggling at this time. So I think if they compete well, that will do wonders for them. Yeah.
Perfect. For the next game, we have the Falcons taking on the Braves. I'll go with Kamal on this one. Kamal, which way do you see this game going? And you have to pick a player from each team.
Again, so Braves need batting performance. So, if Abhi plays and they scored like that 100 mark, they have a good chance of winning. But otherwise, Falcons is a team supposed to win this game. So, yeah, I mean, player point of view, Falcons level, I always, Abhi is my personal, because he's all-rounder, and also he knows how to score like in situations. So Braves, Aman is the best player. So.
Perfect. What about you? If you had to pick a winner and the players to watch out for in this game?
So for me, it's Falcons. And are you playing? No pressure.
Playing, yes.
You are the player to watch out for. And for Braves, if again same Abhi, if he plays, I think he's going to be the player, if not Aman.
Nice. I think you're looking for both Abhis out to win this game. So moving on to the next game, we have the Canton Knights taking on the Detroit Chargers. I'll go with Naveen on this one. Chargers, Knights. Which way are you leaning on this one?
This is going to be a very, very close game. Again, both teams on good form, good batting. But I think I'm going to give the edge to Canton Knights if they have those couple of players playing, Praveen, Maulik. If they are playing, I think this is going to be a game for them, and it's going to boost their chances to finish top 2, top 3 in this pool. So yeah, again, as I mentioned, Praveen and Maulik are the players for Canton Knights, and for Detroit Chargers, it's going to be Anish, and I think Murli is going to have a good game.
good game.
Yeah.
Perfect. What about you, Kamal? If you had to pick a winner?
For me, it's very well matched, game. I say Anish and Ranjit, right? They're bowling from Detroit Chargers. So against if Praveen plays and Maulik plays, right?
That'll be the matchup.
That those matchups, if they can get those 2 wickets cheaply, so I have every reason why Detroit Chargers can't win. They have Nitin in their ranks as well, and they have a decent batting. So I think Canton Knights still good team because there are what's his other lefty? Forgot his name. So yeah, so he's a really good batsman.
Okay.
So yeah, they have a good team for sure, even without them. But if you get them cheaply,
you get him.
then they have a Detroit Chargers game. So yeah, I go with just to competing, I'll go with the Detroit Chargers.
Detroit Chargers, perfect. Like I said, Jafar motivated Anish last week. Maybe you can motivate him this week to get the wickets early in that match. So we're going to take another quick break over here, guys. On the other side of this break, we're going to look forward to the other remaining games on Sunday's schedule, and also look forward to the the best 12 of the last week's game, team of the last week, and talk about that. So we're going to take a quick break over here and be back in a minute. Hello guys, welcome back to the show. This is the last segment of the show. We're going to be talking about the remaining games we look forward to on Sunday, and also looking at the team of the week from previous week. So I think one game which I missed on Saturday's schedule was the Giants versus the Royal Challengers Detroit game. So let's go with Nishant on this one. Giants, Royal Challengers Detroit, both the teams are in the top 4 in the pools right now. So which way do you think this game is going?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a bowling game. Both teams have really good bowlers. So I think whichever teams bowls better, I think they're going to win. And I'm going to give the edge to RCD just because I played them recently. So just recency bias, I would say. And the players to look out for RCD, I really enjoyed watching Raghu play. So Raghu and Srihari.
Okay.
And for Giants, it's going to be Mohan and Mahesh.
What about you, Kamal? If you have to pick a winner from this game?
Yeah, RCD is supposed to win the game, I guess.
And if you have to pick a player to watch out for?
I don't know. Arjun is not playing. I don't see much.
Arjun is currently not playing now.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. Yeah, but Srihari is very good bowler. I go with him.
And the Giants?
Giants. I mean, Harish. I don't know. Harry playing much.
He's playing. I think he's playing
right?
most of
So
the
yeah,
time.
he is very tricky, tricky bowler to deal with. So yeah, Harish.
Harish, perfect. All right, guys. So let's move ahead to the Sunday schedule to look at the games on Sunday. So we'll start with Kamal on this one. Hurricanes versus the Nizamabad Farmers. I think the Farmers, like I said, one win in the 4 games so far, and like you said, if you're going to make a try and push into the playoff, this has to start this week for them.
Yes,
So,
absolutely right. So Hurricanes, yeah, I think last couple of games they stumbled a bit, but otherwise Hurricanes started well with 3 wins. They need to get back to their winning ways. So yeah, Nizamabad Farmers, I think they have only 1 win, I think so far.
Yeah.
So as you said, they need to. This is the time
this is
if
the
they
time.
had
This
to
is now
break.
or never. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you had to pick a player from the Hurricanes,
Hurricanes, you know, the hurricane, you know,
Yep,
the main
yep.
cane is important. So he's all rounder, and I always go with all rounder, either batting or bowling. They have a good opportunity, and also he's a captain, so I'm sure he performs well. Nizamabad Farmers, even if Suman is playing, he's their best player always.
Yep. What about you now, Naveen? You got to pick the winner and the players to watch out for in this one.
So Hurricanes,
Okay.
and I'm going to look for Raza Ali's
Okay.
performance. And for Farmers, if Suman is playing, definitely him. If not, Anvesh.
Anvesh, perfect. So the next game we have this weekend is going to be the Fearless 11 versus the Canton Fighters. Both the teams are currently at the bottom of their pool right now in Pool A. And do you see again? Of course, both teams need desperately a win to stay in the tournament. Which way do you see this one going?
Correct. So this game, I think, is going to decide for one of the teams how the tournament is going to end. But I think my edge is for Fearless 11. And if Meet plays, it's going to be Meet Patel. If not, Harsha.
Okay.
And as for Canton Fighters, I think a lot of responsibility lays on Tanga Tirupati. I think he's been batting really well. So a lot of responsibility on his shoulders.
What about you, Kamala? Winner for this game?
Yeah, Fearless 11 is my choice.
Okay.
The player to watch out, Fearless 11, right? So Fearless 11, Bhargav is doing well.
Yep.
I go with Bhargav. Yeah.
And with the Fighters, anybody in mind?
Fighters is Abhi. He's a good batter, top order. So yeah,
Going with him. Perfect. So the next game we have on this schedule for Sunday is going to be the Michigan Knights versus Keys with Krishna. I'll go with Kamal on this one. Keys with Krishna and Michigan Knights are currently 3rd and 4th in the pool table. So again, win for each of them could give them potential chance to be in the top 2. So which way do you see this one going?
Yeah, this is going to be very, very tight game again. So Keys with Krishna, came back well in the last game, but I think this game is not going to be easy for them. So MI Knights, it's very tough to predict. I probably go with the table right now. Keys with Krishna is in the little higher position, so I go with that. Yeah.
Based on net run rate. So, actually no, they have a couple of more points then.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick a player to watch out for from both teams?
Players Keys with Krishna, Sai Pratap Sankineni is good. Bowling and batting. And with MI Knights, our Arun Kangrasu, yeah. So he's supposed to.
What about you? Will you pick a winner and the players to watch out for?
So I'm also backing Keys to win this game. Keys with Krishna, and the players looking forward is Mohan Rangraj. I think he's due.
Okay.
And for MI Knights, Arun.
Perfect. All right, for the 7 p.m. slate of games, we have some very good games on the schedule. Troy Hawks versus the Panthers. I think, again, we have spoken about Troy Hawks n number of times on this show, how beautifully they're performing throughout the season. And like you said, anytime they win, it's no more, surprise. It's basically what they expected of them. So are you expecting them to win this one, Kamal?
Their form, their confidence is sky high at this point. Somebody need to puncture that, right? So then things will come back to the reality. So, but everybody performing well for Troy Hawks. So at this point, yes, Troy Hawks supposed to win this game.
Okay.
So let's see how it goes, right? So Troy Hawks, there are a couple of players I always, Sajid is my favorite guy. Because of his bowling, even though he is master 40 plus, he's still there. And for Panthers, again, Panthers is a very very dangerous team. Gagan is there in the top, and they are very positive mindset, more like the Punjab mentality, right? So they always positive. Bowling is a little bit lacking at this thing. So if they can have that, the bowling restrict them like 100 score, 100ish score also, they do good job for Panthers. But yeah, Tri-Hawks is my team. Yeah.
Team here to pick a player for, he said Troy Hawk
Already.
Sajid you're looking
Yeah,
for Panthers.
Panthers are Gagan. Yeah.
Gagan, perfect. What about you, Naveen? If you had to pick a winner and the players to watch out for?
Yeah, so Troy Hawks hands down, and players to look out for. I think Saumit is due for
Okay.
Troy Hawks, and for Panthers, I'm gonna go with Ronak Patel.
Ronak Patel, beautiful. The last couple of games we have this weekend is going to be the Desi Meat Point versus the Phoenix Reds. I think we spoke about the fact that Desi Meat Point 3 out of 3 losses. They have to another important week for them to stay in the tournament. So Naveen, do you think Desi Meat's going to have what it takes to beat the Phoenix Reds this week?
No, I think it's going to be Phoenix Reds. I think, again, for Phoenix Reds also, this is a very important game with 2 wins and 2 losses. They need to start winning to push to top 2, because in your challenges, top 2 finish is very important,
Yep,
like
yep.
your IPL, right? So I think Phoenix Reds are going to come all guns blazing, and this is going to be a game for them. And I'm looking for Akshay and Hemant Chelvaya's
Okay.
performance. And for DMS, I think Radang is due a big score, and Harsha.
Harsha, perfect. What about you, Kamal? If you had to pick a winner on this one?
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix Reds is always, team to beat
okay.
for me. DMS, hope they do a good job in this week. Players to watch, probably Kaushik seems like, it found his way.
Yep.
And for DMS, again, Ajit.
Ajit, perfect. The last game of this weekend, we have the Michigan Monsters taking on the Combines. I'll go with the Kamal on this one. Michigan Monsters, like we said, at the top of the table. They're doing really well. Combines started off really well, but kind of lost their way in the last couple of weeks. So do you see any chance the Michigan Monsters going to have a loss on their schedule for the first time or not?
Combines somehow, the batting collapsed last week. They need to fix that issue. I think there are a couple of players who usually play. Neil or a couple of guys I think did not play last couple of games.
Okay.
I think they're usually they can string the innings right together if they play, and they have terrific bowling for sure.
Okay.
Combine. So I'm sure for somehow I think on the other day who scored like 150 or something. Somebody scored, but other than that, like they have a good bowling attack. So Monsters is supposed to win this game because being the table toppers.
Any specific player you're looking for, Combines?
Combines is Neil plays. He's the guy.
What about the Monsters?
Monsters, Verma is. I want to choose Chanakya batting. Like Verma, he learned how to bowl, especially with the T-ball, with the cutters and all that stuff, and also he has an advantage of height.
Yep.
And with the cutters, he's not going to be easy bowler, and he's a wicket taker as well, right? So he used to be not able to find the length and all that. Nowadays, he's very good finding the right length for his slow ball. So he's getting trickier customer game by game. So he's the one to watch. Yeah.
What about you, Naveen? The last game of the week, we're looking for Monsters and Combines. Which way?
Monsters. I think Monsters are going to win this, and I think Aditya is a player to watch out for.
Okay.
And for Combines, if Neil is playing, Neelo. If not, I think Prabhat has a big role.
Perfect. All right, guys. So that basically concludes all the games we were looking forward to this weekend. Like we said, another set of 16 games. I think it's gonna decide. We'll come back next week. The pool could have changed. A lot of teams could have gone up and down. One last thing we want to do in this show is going to be looking at the team of the week, best playing 12 of the week from last week. All the performances. The experts have chosen these as the playing 12 of the week, and I'll go with Naveen. So just you can go over the team, explain why you pick these players, and all of them are pretty self-explanatory, and you can just go through this team.
Yeah. So I think this is a very destructive opening pair that I've selected, Kaushik and Mustafa, and one down is going to be Srujan for his very good overall all-round game, and Asanka at number 4 again scored a brilliant 60. And
I think there's a little error there. I think Asanka is Karnataka Warriors, but I think people know that, but
Yep, and then followed by Satyajit Das from Michigan Avengers, and then Harpreet again had a brilliant all-round game. And then Raghu from Thunderbolts, and then Satish from Monsters, Anish from Chargers for his hat-trick, and then Vivek Verma from Monsters, again brilliant bowling, 5 for, and then Kamran from Spartans. Again, I think he also had a fifer, great bowling, and then Vishnu. Vishnu, you'd probably expect him a little more up the order, but this week he's in the team for his excellent 6 wickets haul.
Perfect. Kamal, do you see any, you want to change any batting order or something in this playing 12, or what do you think of
Yeah,
this
I
one?
mean, yeah, probably I'll, I know, I mean, it's based on performance, right? So I see Harpreet performed well this week. Probably I'll usually swap with, maybe Verma or like, even, yeah, but yeah, I mean, overall, it looks good to me.
Good.
It's
Is there any
very,
performances which you felt like were very close to making it to the team but just missed out?
Uh, yeah, I had a couple in mind. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm not able to recall anything
Nice,
right
alright.
now.
Well,
Yeah.
like I said, because when you have 16 games, there's a lot of performances coming in, so it's really hard to pick the best 12. I think you guys have done a great job of that. So, all right, guys, that basically concludes our week 6 show for this week. Thank you so much for taking giving us all the support and giving us all the views and everything, and talking to us outside about the show. Also appreciate it. I'd like to take a moment to thank our guests for being here. Thank you so much, Naveen. Thank you so much, Kamal. Being here. Any words of motivation for the teams who are trying to get back into the playoffs this week?
Yeah, it's going to be a hot week again. I think just stay hydrated, play well, and push for the playoffs.
What about you, Kamal?
yeah, it's yeah, this is the business end of the tournament. So yeah, there's nothing to lose. And again, you everything to gain. So yeah, again, whether it's going to be hot, I'm sure. So yeah, I mean, your game has to be ready for that. So yeah, just enjoy the game and do well. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, guys. Like they said, it's going to be a really hot week. Everybody stay hydrated. Good luck to all the teams, and we hope that you guys have a great performance, at which we get to talk about next week. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next week.